Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Laura Sowerman,
Here.
Andrew Carris.
Here.
Brad Bossa,
Here.
Aaron McDermott, Craig Slauson,
Here.
Tim Bassett.
Here. Let the record show that we do have a quorum. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Old business? None. New business? Resolution, number one, resolution pledging TIF revenues for Venture One Development Project.
Mary, is Heather?
Yeah.
James on there? Maybe Garrett has, is he on there too? Heather, Greg, how are you?
There we go. 1 second here. Doing well, Alex. Thanks. How are you?
I figure we can maybe start with them and give us a little rundown of what we're looking at here tonight.
Sure. Can everyone there hear me okay?
Yes. Pretty close.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So
That's
I think everyone is familiar with this project. This is our first actual approval to move forward. We've been talking about this for a couple of years now, and it's changed a little bit over time, but we have now come to terms with pledging just a portion of the TIF that is generated by the project. So 75% of the TIF generated by the project itself to the repayment of bonds. And the 30% will be retained by the Redevelopment Commission for your use for any legal purpose. So that's what the resolution before you this evening is doing. It is pledging those 70% of those TIF revenues to the repayment of the bonds to support the infrastructure that's needed at this industrial park related to the building that will be built there. And we are looking at a bond issuance that is also outlined in the development agreement that I think Alex also wants to discuss this evening.
Greg, anything to add to that?
Greg, I can't hear you. I see that you're talking, but I can't hear you. Now it shows that you're muted. That's progress. Maybe. Nope.
Greg, do you want to leave the meeting and try rejoining?
That's probably a good idea. Just to refresh everybody's memory, we went through the process in 2024 to create the allocation area where this project is located, and we've been on hold for a while. And now we're looking at a bond issuance with a maximum of $9,915,000. And we're looking at this developer putting in a considerable amount of funds into the area with a $100 million investment.
Heather, while we're waiting for Greg and before we turn it over to the developer himself, just to confirm this 9 point whatever million, that's all public infrastructure, right?
Yep, that's right.
You want to turn it over to Jim and Mark?
Sure. Mr. Weezer.
Okay, hopefully I'm back. Can you
We
hear me?
hear you now, Greg.
Perfect. So, good afternoon, everyone. Do you have my report in front of you?
We do.
Okay. So, and you have our newest report dated February 26th.
We do.
Yes.
Perfect. So what we've negotiated through the process is it is our understanding the developer is building a $1.2 million or 1.2 million square foot building.
Mhm.
We have agreed at this point in time, subject to approval by you and the council, an 8.75% interest rate. That is at that rate because all of the risk is on Venture One Development, not any risk, and the mayor wanted me to point that out quite tonight at the Redevelopment Commission and at the council. And there is no taxpayer basically providing backup to these bonds. We have negotiated a 70-30 split, and we are also, Heather, anticipating that there will be an agreement, minimum taxpayer agreement, so that the payments will at least be what's needed to fund the 70 and the 30%. And that is my understanding, Alex, where you all ended up last week. So there is no bridge, and the payoff is 2038 as it's projected at this point in time. If you turn to page 1, we have used a more current market rate for this cost per square foot at around $75. Our original report was at 56. This appears to be what some of the area north of you is being assessed at. So that was again agreed upon with the developer. If you turn to page 3, you will see the anticipated TIF revenue and the sharing of that TIF revenue. You'll see the total revenue, then you'll see the estimated non-captured, which is the city's portion, and then the estimated TIF for debt service. Now, of course, to remind you, it will not start occurring until 2029, as far as it will be starting to be built as soon as possible, but through the assessment process and being opened, that's what we use. You see then on page 4, what the sources and uses are. The par amount of the developer bonds is 9.915 as estimated at this point in time, including then the improvements to Mississippi Street and 101st in the intersection, wastewater costs, water costs, and then capitalized interest and bond issuance costs, all totaling the 9.9 billion. And then on page 5 is how we get to the anticipated debt service schedule and the capitalized interest. So at this point in time, are there any questions on this report? There are 1 or 2 more pages, but they are kind of redundant about what I've already gone over.
Any questions for Greg? There do not appear to be any.
Okay, I'll stand by. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the Redevelopment Commission. My name is Jim Weiser. I'm the attorney for this project. My offices are located at 429 West Macon Highway in Cherville. Several overarching things I'd like to just touch so you have maybe a better understanding, and those interested folks that are here, we can explain it. The company Venture One is a company out of Illinois that has for a number of years been very successful in providing large warehousing distribution centers throughout the Midwest and probably even beyond that. And I'd just like to point out that this is the same company that just completed all of the negotiations and the preliminaries, and the construction's ready to begin on the project down at I-65 and 2. That's about the same size as this project, 1.2 million square feet, which is going to be the home of John Deere. And you probably either heard about it or read about it in the paper or both. And so this is the same company, obviously a very skilled expert company in the industry. And this is a building that's going to be of the same size. I guess in light of everything that we hear and read these days, I do want to emphasize this is not a data center. It's not a data center. Not a data center, Alex. It's not. It's a warehouse distribution facility. And similar in size as the one I was just telling you about down in Lowell, down in the Lowell unincorporated area. it's located, for those that maybe didn't quite pick up on it, although Greg kind of made reference to it, it's located between 101st, 109th, let's start on the south, 109th to 101st on the east side of I-65, directly abutting I-65. And as was pointed out before, this is a matter that came before you approximately 2 years ago. A number of things had to fall into place and be worked out. The city's been open to keeping it open while we were doing all this. We finally were able to come to an understanding and agreement with the city as to how, as you just heard, how this is going to be financed and the infrastructure that is going to be constructed and built based on and with the use of the financing. So having said that, I do have with me here, I have Mark Good, who's the principal and co-founder of the company, Bill Bowen, who's our engineer, Justin, who's a young guy learning the ropes and doing a good job. And that's essentially what it's about. If there's any particular technical type questions, we have Mark or Bill that'll be able to answer those. And I could feebly attempt to answer something if that's necessary or that's needed. But I do know that there's at least another individual that would like to speak, and I don't want to, and has other obligations. So I'll let it go at that time, and then you feel free to ask anything you need or like to. Thank you.
Do the commissioners have any questions for Mr. Weiser at this time?
I do not.
Thank you, Mr. Weiser.
Thank you.
Mr. Palmetier, did you wish to make? Was that?
I can't see. You can't come to see.
I was the other individual. Randy Palmetier, business manager for Northwestern Indiana Building and Construction Trades Council. We represent the 4 counties, Lake Porter, Newton, and Jasper, 33 affiliates, 15 trades, and roughly 30,000 working men and women in the area. I rise in support of the resolution and the development agreement for Venture One. We are currently working on Venture One with the John Deere project, as Mr. Weiser pointed out. They have signed a local labor agreement ensuring that the workforce will be local, highly skilled, highly trained men and women of the building trades. So I strongly suggest that you guys pass all this. Mark and Venture One have just been phenomenal to work with. I can't say that enough. I did the same speech up at the county. I met Mark on the John Deere project. When he says something, you can take him at face value and first word. It's nice to have an old school kind of relationship like that. So yeah, I rise in support of the resolution development agreement. And I sat in that seat about 20 years ago. I'm aging myself. I sat on this redevelopment commission, and I know how the TIF system works and all that. And the TIF dollars are a great economic tool for you guys to utilize for this project.
Randy, can we get your address just for the record?
My office or my old address when I lived in Crown Point.
No,
9791 Garden Way, St. John, Indiana.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, we'll bring it back to the board. What is the board's pleasure?
So I think what we're looking for tonight is, we have a couple things here on the agenda, but the one item we need action on is the resolution pledging the TIF dot and TIF revenues for the project. The development agreement's been included here in your packet tonight. That's just for you guys for review. That'll be on the agenda again for the next meeting and take action on at that meeting. So I think number 1 is the only one we need action on tonight, and then we can do a deferral on number 2 and take action at our April meeting.
So the motion will be to approve resolution pledging the TIF revenues for Venture One Development 2026-0302R. Correct?
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, it's been moved to approve this resolution. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. Any discussion? I'll have to do a roll call.
Correct.
Laura Sarman,
Yes, sorry, unmute.
Andrew Karas,
Yes.
Brad Bossa,
Yes.
Craig Slauson,
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, board. The development agreement, as Attorney Kuznowski alluded to, is in your packet, and please review that. And if you have any questions, and address them.
Going to do a motion, just defer to the next agenda.
Good idea.
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion on the floor to
I'll
defer.
second that.
Second, discussion? If not, roll call?
Laura Sauerman,
Yes.
Andrew Carroll.
Yes.
Brad Bossa,
Yes.
Craig Schlosser.
Yes.
Motion passes. Any other business to come before the board? Okay, we'll move on to approval of invoices. What is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-3031.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the invoices that have been presented to the board. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just for you, the one on the bike trail, the 3315. There might be future invoices presented to the RDC. It's a reimbursable through the DNR grant that we have funds for. However, we pay for them, submit for reimbursement, takes 4 to 6 weeks. So just in case you see, besides this one, any future ones for this project, it's for the bike trail east going into Rock. So just for your information.
And just that, for an update, what's the timeline on that?
So we're doing some underground culvert work on it'll be the old railroad bed there in Edgewater. So we are hopeful to have that built and open by early fall.
Perfect, great. Okay, there are no questions. Roll call.
Laura Sauerman,
Yes.
Andrew Carroll.
Yes,
Brad Bossa,
Yes.
Craig Schlosser.
Yes.
motion passes unanimously. Miscellaneous? Anything else? Anything? Board? Mayor? Anything? It's Heather's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Heather. Thank you for your service, Heather, all these years.
Yeah.
All right, if not, then the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?